Hey everybody, I'm here with a quick video on Wendy Williams. Listen, Wendy Williams is out and about in these streets hanging out for New York Fashion Week, and I'm super excited for her. As a matter of fact, I know Wendy Williams is still fighting to get out of this guardianship. My hope for her is that when she gets out of this guardianship, she can do stuff like this. Just kind of roam the streets during Fashion Week, just going to different fashion shows, living her best life. And like she says, she would love to go around doing talks about, being forced or kind of stuck in a guardianship. I'm so happy for Wendy. I'm happy that she's not completely stuck in the facility. And every now and then she gets to come out and just hang out in the streets, going to different restaurants and, looking amazing for Fashion Week. So Wendy Williams arrives to New York Fashion Week looking like $1 zillion because that's the exact words that came out of her mouth. Let's take a look.
Wendy, how are you? Wendy, how does it feel to be dressed up? TMZ here. How does it feel to be dressed up tonight, Wendy? $1 zillion. Oh my God, Wendy. So are you wearing LaQuan? Wendy, are you wearing LaQuan tonight? Yes, I am. Can we get a full look? Wendy, turn around for the cameras. Turn around for the cameras, Wendy. Hold on, security. Let me get a whole look of Wendy. Wendy, turn around for us. Wendy, can you turn around for the cameras? We need a good look at the outfit.
Close it up right
Close it up.
I don't know why that particular girl from TSZ, I want to see her face because I love her voice. Okay. So Wendy Williams is back in the spotlight and she still got it, making a dazzling entrance at LaQuan Smith, New York Fashion Week show. The former talk show diva stunned in a full LaQuan Smith look as she strutted up to the star-studded New York City event Tuesday night. Cameras were flashing from every direction as Wendy dressed head to toe in the designer fall/winter 2025 collection, turned the sidewalk into her own runway. Super happy for her. When our photographer asked how she was feeling, Wendy didn't miss a beat, flashing a big smile and declaring she felt like $1 zillion. Paparazzi swarmed around her as she made her way inside, with fans cheering her on. Despite stepping away from TV, Wendy's clearly not lost her star power, proving she can still command a room, or in this case, a New York Fashion Week carpet like no one else. As we reported, Wendy's also back in the headlines for legal reasons. A judge ordered her to sit for an early deposition in a lawsuit her guardian filed against A&E over the Lifetime documentary. According to legal docs, the judge ruled Wendy's dementia diagnosis doesn't make her legally unfit to testify, and it will be up to a jury to decide how much weight to give her testimony. The judge says the depo has to happen by November 4th. So the deposition in Sabrina Morrissey, fighting A&E over, the Wendy Williams situation in that documentary that they did on Lifetime, that said, "Where's Wendy Williams?" And it was just a hot stinking mess. It kind of reminded me when Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown had a show, being Bobby Brown. And at that time, both Bobby and Whitney were in the throes of their addiction. And it was a train wreck to watch. So it had its good moments, but it was mostly sad. So Wendy Williams' guardian don't dispose Wendy until threshold issues are resolved. So she didn't want them to call upon Wendy until some other things were resolved. But the judge is saying that this deposition has to happen by November 4th. So I just backed into this article. Wendy Williams' guardian is trying to shut down A&E's attempt to dispose her early, arguing issues need to be resolved in guardianship court before they do anything in this civil suit. Sabrina E. Morrissey made the request in documents filed Wednesday, basically arguing she could be stuck between a rock and a hard place if the judge in a civil case orders something that runs in contradiction to an order by a judge in the guardianship case. So she wants them to solve one issue before going into the guardianship issue before going into the civil situation. For example, Morrissey argues the civil judge could decide on certain deposition conditions that the guardianship judge isn't cool with, and then she won't know what the heck to do. So of course, Sabrina Morrissey, Wendy Williams' guardian, she's just worried about self. Besides Wendy diagnosis means she needs a ton of accommodation, Morrissey adds, which will take time to develop since medical professionals rulings from both courts and more have to be agreed upon first. Sabrina's asking the judge to deny Amy's request for an early deposition of Wendy and as she asked for, to hold off on making any decision in the case while the guardianship situation plays out. As we told you, Wendy recently completed a series of medical tests with some reports claimed back her diagnosis of frontal temporal dementia and aphasia. We spoke to Wendy's attorney, Joe Tocopina, who blasted the claims as false. Okay, we reached out to Wendy's camp. So far, no word back yet. Well, they're saying that somebody, when they retested Wendy, they're saying that test was done all by Sabrina Morrissey, her guardian, people, not an agreed upon neutral doctor from Wendy's people and the guardian's people. And so they said that that's why they feel like the diagnosis that came out that reconfirmed that Wendy has frontal temporal dementia is full of it, because they're saying that Sabrina has an ulterior motive. She wants to keep Wendy under her wings. So this thing is getting messier by the minute. But I will say this: I'm super excited for Wendy being able to get out, because when she was just locked in and she said she had no TV, she had no cell phone, she couldn't speak or talk to her family. I think that was just absolutely insanely ridiculous. To know that Wendy is enjoying having meals out with different friends, going to New York Fashion Week, I say bravo. I'm super excited for her. I'm a big Wendy Williams fan. And many people is like, oh, this is karma for Wendy and all the people that she talked about over the years. Well, some of y'all favorite YouTubers, that's all we do, okay? And maybe not in a Wendy Williams style. My particular style is it got to be an article and then I'm going to discuss it, right? Trending topics. But everybody has their style. I'm not here to judge nobody and how they do it, but I don't think this is Wendy Williams karma. I think Wendy Williams had a lot of trauma in her life. And when you have a breakup, they said it's similar to like a death. And she was married to her husband a long time. She tolerated a lot. I think she forgot who she was. And she released a lot of herself and the sacrificial for her marriage, for whatever she thought she needed from that. And I think it broke her, literally, physically, and mentally. But anyway, guys, chat with me in the comments. And when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. Everybody, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.